So the first question that you want to ask yourself when you jump into a new world and you're looking to make money is what is in high demand at the time? Stuff that's in high demand off the start is anything that people can pay, essentially pay a material for to get experience or to finish a quest. Because a lot of people are trying to buy levels, a lot of people are just trying to buy items. It depends what's in demand. So you got to kind of look at it. And each server is probably going to be a little bit different with this. There are going to be a few items that are very common across all of them. For the most part, you want to supply that demand. You want to figure out what that demand is and supply it. Like a lot of early stuff is going to be your iron, your fiber, linen, wood, like timber, all that kind of stuff when you craft, as well as random other like alchemy stuff. If you're not planning on jumping into alchemy at all, sell all your alchemy stuff. If you're not planning into getting into armoring at all, right off the bat, sell all your stuff you get from armoring or mining or anything like that. Tasks that you don't want to really focus on off the start, sell your items so you can make some money. Another big thing to make money and what to figure what's in demand is your town board quests. If you're new to the game and you don't know what a lot of the town board quests are, just go to the town board in your closest hamlet and see what are there. Usually like your fish fillets, your minor healing potions, your minor mana potions, your regeneration potions, your fiber, your wood, your iron, all that stuff is very common items to be used in town board quests. And that is a key play to get experience early game. So a lot of people just buy these items and just essentially buy the experience. So supply them with this item. Go out and mine 500 iron and go sell it on the market for 10 gold a piece or whatever the market value is. Same thing with fiber. Go out, mine or harvest a bunch of fiber, bring it back to town and sell it on the market. You want to sell in common areas. You want to sell like Windsward is a really big one for the market. Like Monarch's Bluff, like any of the starting areas, you really want to focus on selling stuff first because more players are going to be in those starting areas. Another thing is common crafting items. We kind of touched on this a little bit is like your iron, your fiber, linen, timber, all of that kind of stuff. And especially any rarer items as well. If you don't plan on getting the jewel crafting quite a while and you have some gems laying around, it's not going to hurt to use those gems to make jewelry and then sell the jewelry on the market or just sell the gems as a whole. This way, people that are higher level that are looking for these more rare items will be able to buy it, and usually they'll buy it for a very good chunk of change. One other really big tip that you really need to focus on is sell more than you buy. You want to sell more items than you buy because if you're buying a bunch of items and selling a bunch of items, if you're selling more than you're buying, you're never going to make money. You need to be selling more than you buy to make money. This is just basic business or personal finance that everyone should know, but some people don't realize that in video games, and they kind of like to just spend because it's not real money. There's no monetary value to them. They just spend it because it's fake money. But this is again, this game plays out like a lot of like a big business. If you're a company, you're trying to buy towns, you're trying to figure out taxes and what to charge people and all that kind of stuff. It's a business. So you want to make sure you're bringing more money into your purse than giving it out. One other thing you really want to do is if you're choosing to capitalize on, let's say iron, because we have the map up here on iron, you want to find a very, very good route to find these items. You want to be able to go out and find a ton of this item or good or anything as quick as possible, as efficient as possible. Now, for this, I recommend staying close to town, finding a town with a good iron deposit near it. Herefall, Everfall, we have this whole iron kind of area here. We also have these two clumps here, and they're really close to town. So you can quickly go out, mine it, fill up your inventory, and then go back to town. You also want to find a good enough route where people aren't hanging around trying to mine the same stuff you are. So it's not a battle of trying to get the exact amount of iron nodes or anything like that. You want to be able to find a route. Like there are very obvious routes, and then there are routes that aren't as common so that you can have it to yourself. Like for instance, down in this area, this is usually a really good place to go because not a ton of people go, but it's still kind of close to town. Where this area is very, very common because there is a couple quests right up in here. So a lot of people hang around there and get the stuff on their way to or back from the quest. So you kind of want to choose these areas that are close but aren't super popular with people just sitting around waiting for the iron deposits themselves. This way you are more efficient with getting your iron so that you can go back to town as quick as possible and sell it all. Now this can also go for fiber, provisions, alchemy stuff, anything. You just want to make sure that you have a good route to farm as much as possible to make as much gold as possible. One more thing that really kind of people oversee in especially early game is your starting weapons. Sell your starting weapons on the trading market that you're not going to use, because a lot of people would rather buy the item off the market for 10, 15 gold than go out and sit there and farm for hours and hours and hours, wasting their time on a sword or an axe that they don't want to use. If they want a fire staff or an ice gauntlet that's pretty rare to pick up early game, they don't want to waste their time for that. They may just go straight to town, get enough gold, and buy one off the market. So any starter items, any starter weapons and stuff like that, go sell in the market, because most likely those people that early on will buy that stuff just because it's cheap and they can start working on their weapons right away. Now, obviously, we talked about the initial money making stuff. Now, obviously, you don't want to lose that later on in the game. You want to still make money later in the game because, again, money is very valuable in this game, even though it doesn't seem like it right off the start if you're not playing with a company or owning a company. Money is pretty valuable, same as Azoth. So money for you guys late game is going to be your valuable metals, your valuable tools, your weapons, anything you get from expeditions that you've got double or you don't want to use and people that you know don't want to use it, sell it on the market for a good price. Now, when you go put a like level 600 gear score life staff, if you go put it on the market, the first thing that pops up on the market is going to be the lowest tier life staff. So you want to scroll to the bottom, figure out where that's at, and be able to kind of pinpoint a nice price for that so that people will buy it. Another thing you want to do is really focus on what is still used late game that some people may not be able to craft or buy. Now, let's say you focus on lumber or wood cutting and mining the entire time. You never focused on alchemy or cooking, and you've just pretty much bought food. Now, if you use minor health potions at a level 50 or 60, you're going to be struggling quite a bit to regain health. So you're obviously going to need to buy the stronger health potions, which cost more. So capitalize on what you craft so that you can make the most money out of your skill. Don't worry about really selling your lower tier stuff at late game. Worry about selling what you can produce that will make you the most profit. Also, you really want to balance when selling an item that you craft. If the items themselves separate may cost more. So if you have silver and a gem and you go to make the silver fastening and the gem and put it together, make a ring, but however the silver ingot or the silver fastener or the gem itself separate may cost or may sell for more than the items together. So kind of focus on that if you're really trying to play the market. Figure out what works, what sells better together more and what sells better separate more. You definitely want to focus on this and kind of see what is what if you're trying to really, really make money and what is the best turnaround on your investment. You're investing your items into or your materials into this item. Does that return better than selling the items separately? That is going to be a big thing, especially late game. So keep an eye out for that, guys. The last thing we're going to talk about, and the most common way to make money, and something that's very undermined, especially early on, is quests. Quests and killing both give you gold. Anytime that you kill a enemy, you have a chance to spawn X amount of gold, and then that way you can make more money. So you will definitely want to be grinding these quests as fast as possible, whether it's main quests, side quests, faction quests, company town board quests, anything like that. Bunch up your quests as best as possible, and when you have them all on the map, trying to find a good group to go get multiple quests done at the same time. If I have a group up near Windsor that has like 10 quests within probably like a 500k meters, and then you're sitting there like, all right, I have all these within 500 meters, but I have 3 over here about a kilometer away. You got to kind of gauge. I'm obviously going to go for the 10 that are about 500 meters away rather than the 2 or 3 that are a kilometer away. This way you can get the most quests done, make the most gold off those quests, as well as experience to level up. So I want to hear from you guys what you guys think may make you the most money, or if you guys have any other ideas, let me know down below, because this is probably gonna be a video that we really have to update over time, because this is a completely player driven economy. The towns, the taxes, the trading posts, everything is player driven. So this is probably gonna be needed to update quite a bit. So let me know down below what you guys think is gonna be changing, what you might think might come up and might change yourself, and what you want me to talk about later. Let me know down below. But thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys aren't poor and you guys make as much money as possible in New World. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Goodbye. Deuces. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye, y'all.